All right, here's the second part, continuing the law of sines, part 2. Okay, how is this different from the first law of sines? Well, if you remember, you're not going to have a right triangle, but here for these problems, they're only going to give you one angle. You're not going to have two angles. They're actually going to give you two sides, but one angle. On the first part of the worksheet, they gave you two angles and one side. And here, instead of finding the side and missing side measure, you're going to find the angle. You're looking for an angle. You see, they're asking you to find angle R. They're not asking you for a side measure. But again, it's not a right triangle. You can't use, the trig. So you're going to use law of sines. Okay, so you're going to set it up. Remember, we start off with, always look for first the angle that you have or one of the angles with its corresponding side. So we're going to set up sine of 73.7 degrees over 26 is equal to, and then the other one has to be it's going to have the angle that you have and its corresponding side. So it's going to be sine of R, which I don't know, over 21.3. All right. And then you're going to cross multiply. You're going to cross multiply, so that's going to be 26 times sine of R is equal to 21.3 times sine of 73.7. And then remember, we want to get this the R by itself, or at least this part, right? So here we can divide by 26. We're going to divide by 26. Divide by 26, you're going to get sine of R is equal to 21.3 times sine of 73.7 degrees over 26. And this is just going to be a number. Here's where you got to use your calculator. I would recommend get the value for the top, get the value for the bottom. Try not to do it all at once. So when you get that value, you should get sine of R is equal to, oops, why did I put a line? 21.3 sine 73.7, close it, divided by 26. I got, why did I do this? I got 0.786302, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have it. You're going to have it here. You'll have it on your calculator. It'll be more numbers. And then this is the part we went over in the first video. Remember when you're trying to find an angle measure? Right, we can't divide by sine. We do the inverse. Use the inverse function. So then R is going to be the inverse of sine. And even though we don't have a fraction, it's still just do the inverse of this number. 0.786302. All right, so I do that. Sine inverse of 0.786302. Gives me a degree of 51.84. Let's see if they rounded up. No, they didn't. So that is your angle measure, 51.8 degrees. Oh yeah, it says round to the nearest tenth. Okay, don't round up too much. So remember at this point, you can't divide by sine, you can't divide by sine. But to find angle measures, we use the inverse function keys. And I explained that in the first video for the angle measures. And you take the inverse of the sine inverse of both sides. In this case, it's sine. And the rest is calculator work. All right, let's do another one, the next one here. All right, again, hopefully you printed this out. If not, you're going to have to pause and copy it down and continue, but that's not a big deal. Okay, again, for law of sines, you're going to set up a proportion. We have a given angle and a given side. Always look for that first. So sine of 41 over 21 equals, and here they want you to find angle B, and that's good because it's corresponding to the side the other side that you know and the angle that you're trying to find. So that'll be sine of B over 13. You're going to cross multiply. 21 times sine of B is equal to 13 times sine of 41. And then remember, we're trying to get this B by itself, so let's get rid of this 21 first. Divide by 21, divide by 21. Sine of B is equal to 13 sine 41 over 21, right? Divide by 21, divide by 21 to both sides. And then here's where you do the, when you're trying to find the angle measure, you can't divide by sine, you do the sine inverse. So that'll be B is equal to sine inverse of 13 sine 41 over 21. Some of you might have found this decimal first. That's fine. That's what I did in the first one. But actually, remember, we want to leave our problem in calculator ready form. This is calculator ready form. So this is one form of the answer that I want to see like this. And then now we do this in the calculator. We'll take the inverse. So let's try it over here. That's going to be sine inverse of, if I do the 13 sine 41, if I get the decimal value for that, that'll be 13 sine 41 divided by 21. I'll get this 0.40613178. And don't round off too much or else it'll, now I do the sine inverse of that. Point 406,131,78. I get 23.96. It's almost 24 degrees. Yep. That's close enough to round it up. 23.96. So yeah, I see the answer, kids, is 24 degrees. That's fine. Well, it does say to round to the nearest tenth, and this 6 bumps this up, and it bumps it up. So yeah. Okay, last one. Here, again, they're going to give you a problem like this where they don't draw the triangle for you, so you have to draw it. So just draw any triangle anyway, as long as it's not a right triangle. So I'll just go like this and label it ABC or CAB. And then the measure of B, the measure of angle B is 47.5 degrees. Okay. Side B is 24. Okay. Side A is 13. So that's obviously they're going to ask you for angle A. Remember, I'm going to use the angle on the side that I know, and if they give me this side, well, then they're going to have to ask me for this angle, right? All right, here we go. Law of sines again, setting it up. We start with the one that has the angle in the given side. Sine of 47.5 degrees over 24 is equal to sine of A, which is the angle that you're trying to find, over its corresponding side, 13. Cross multiply. 24 sine A equals 13 sine 47.5 divide by 24. And getting this in calculator ready form is going to be, right, taking the inverse of both sides to get rid of this sign. So that's going to be A is equal to sine inverse of this. This is calculator ready form. I want to see that. Some of you are going to mess up on the calculator part and your answer is going to be wrong, but all this could still be correct. So, okay, doing this in the calculator now to get the value here for this angle, the measure. Angle A is going to be the inverse of, and when I get this number on the calculator, I'm going to get, let's see, 13 sine of what? 47.5. Close it, divided by 24. Again, I have the calculator where you can do it all in one shot. Some of you can't. You're going to have to get the top decimal, the bottom number divided, and then eventually get this number, 0.399, 358,557. 0.399,358,557. Then I have to take the sine inverse of that. Second function, sine inverse of 0.3998. Oh, no. Sine inverse of 0.399,358,557. I get 23.53. Okay. The answer says 24 over there. I'm close enough. 23.53. The answer says 24. That's okay. It's close enough. Let me try this again. See if you don't. Maybe I copied the numbers wrong. 13. 0.399,358,557. Okay. All right, it's good. Okay, there it is. That's the second part of law of sines. All right, good luck with the assignment.